get into the ins and outs of how to apply, when can students apply? We hear all these phrases thrown around: early decision, early action, regular decision, rolling admission. Like, how do we navigate that? What would you tell students is the difference between those different options, and how might they decide which is the best choice for them?
So really the major difference in the timelines is early versus regular, right? So we have two early timelines, and I'll explain the difference between those two. We have a regular decision 1, 2. So if you are an applicant who's excited to find out your answer in terms of admission for Lamont and to hear whether you've been admitted to DU, then the early timelines would be great for you. There's two early timelines to choose from. You have early decision and you have early action. So the difference between those two is early decision is going to be a binding contract. So if you apply via early decision and you get your admission from DU and Lamont and DU admit you, then you have to commit to Lamont and DU before the holidays. And then you have to also withdraw your applications to other universities or music schools you might be applying to.
Okay, so it sounds like that one is really only a good option for someone who knows they want to come to Lamont and to DU if they get in, and if the finances work out, that is where they want to be.
Yeah.
And so really, unless you're sure about that, you probably shouldn't choose early decision.
Right, and it's also our least common application timeline as well because of that. So that's a less popular option unless you know right away.
Okay.
Right?
So how does that differ from early action?
Yeah, early action is non-binding. So you still complete everything before the holidays, but you don't have to decide whether you're coming to Lamont and DU until when everyone else decides for regular decision. So you know your answer before the holidays. You can spend all of winter break thinking about whether you want to come and accept your offer. And then really that timeline is great for an applicant who is really driven to come to Lamont or DU, maybe doesn't know if it's the perfect place for them, and maybe also doesn't know if the finances are going to work. So that's a really great timeline for someone who wants extra time.
Okay, so extra time always sounds like a good thing. Why doesn't everybody choose early action then? Why does anybody do regular decision?
Yeah, well, there's extra time in terms of the audition process, right? So we mentioned that all early applicants, early action and early decision, have to apply in the fall, and that includes their audition. So they need to audition in front of our faculty or by submitting a video before the holidays. That is different from the regular decision timeline. So if you're someone like myself when I was in high school who needed a little extra time preparing my audition, then the regular decision timeline is really a great option for you because you won't have to audition until the end of January or early February.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you cannot do early decision or early action, apply to the University of Denver in one of those rounds, find out if you're admitted, and then audition for Lamont.
Right.
All has to happen right there in the fall.
Okay.